Today I have a roundup of every single garment I made in 2019. It's going to be fun. It's a good summary and my thoughts behind every garment. So stay tuned. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina. This is Lifting Pins and Needles, a channel all about sewing, limitless sewing. In this channel I do a lot of sewing, if I haven't said the word sewing enough, and in all the videos I'm always including some practical aspects for you in the up close and so personal segment, where you can actually see the way things are being sewn. You can maybe apply these to your own sewing in similar projects. Last year I got up to a lot of sewing, and I think last year 2019 was the year I took the channel way more seriously than I had before. I have always taken it very seriously since 2017 when I started, but I think I just took it that extra notch up last year. Last year I made so many garments, including 2 men's button-up shirts, 36 woven tops or blouses, 9 knit tops, 14 woven dresses, 9 knit dresses, 13 blazers or jackets, 2 coats, 11 skirts, 17 pants or culottes, and 8 cardigans, 3 jumpsuits. So that is a lot, and I compiled all my sewing from February when the year started for me. January doesn't count, my husband had surgery, we were in Chile, I got nothing done. So February onwards till December you will see every single thing I made, all action shots with my voice behind it. So I hope you won't get bored. It is a bit long, but you have to understand I sew every day as a full-time thing because my channel is my job actually. So it's not that I need all these clothes, but I do need to be producing them to have the content for you and to have all the practical aspects of sewing I would like to share with you. So I've just said that just in case you think, oh, she needs so many clothes, you know. I don't need so many clothes, but it is my job, you know. Not a bad one, I would say. It's not a bad job to make clothes. So let's hop into that and then I'll be back. This is a roundup of all the sewing I got up to during the whole year. My year started a bit later in February, and I started first with the Meg raglan woven tee from Style Arc. I made it in chiffon. This is the first one actually I did bias binding in chiffon by using spray starch, and it made a huge difference. Since then I've used chiffon bias tape many more times. A shirt I found in a shop in Chile to refashion it. It was a size larger. I took off the sleeves and did a Hong Kong finish because I did all the thing inside all over again. And this was to use in the day and night challenge run by Elizabeth made this. Then I used the Meg raglan tee again and hacked it to have like an open back. On the raglan sleeves you can see the peep of my shoulder with the dress, love that. Bond shirt from Itch to Stitch I'd planned to make for a long time, and I used this tulip type print chiffon, super nice project, and the print on it is just amazing. When I stand back further away you can see, I'm just showing how good the shoulders and sleeves fit. It's a border print and it was a good involved project that I loved sewing. One of the highlights of the year I would say, especially due to the fabric choice. I then went on to make a blazer, the Nikki blazer from Style Sew Me in this floral print. Super nice blazer. It's got a lot of pattern pieces as you can see from the liner, very flattering shape. At the back, at the front, on the bust with the princess seams. It's just a really nice pattern. I made it 3/4 length sleeves. March brought on lots and lots of more normal sewing for me. The title, tank and dress from Love Notions I made in chevron effect at the back. A super nice level up t-shirt from the basic t-shirt. Then the yoke top from Seamwork that is a free pattern I made in this brown and tan chiffon. I used bias tape made of chiffon again and added fisheye darts to the back. I have tutorials showing how I add fisheye darts to the back for shaping. Very nice top, nice neck with a little slit at the back and ties. Nice free pattern. The Rhapsody blouse from Love Notions became my favorite. These were my first I made at the beginning of the year with this border print in chiffon again. I had success making bias tape out of chiffon, life-changing. I love that. And this is such a feminine design. It's got a nice curved hem, a little gathers there, the yoke at the back. It's just beautiful, beautiful design. And then I made another one in this red with turquoise print, sleeveless. Super wearable. I've worn this one a lot this year. I love this design. I really like it. Of course, I had to go and take this pattern and make an adjustment because I wanted a dress, and this is a dress version, also in chiffon, really special fabric I brought along from New Zealand years and years ago. One of my best fabrics, and I just lengthened it, keeping the curved hem at the bottom. Very light, very flowy. I added little dots at the back there for shaping, and I have to wear a slip. The Blackwood cardigan from Helen's Closet, I made it into this hacked version with this yoke that I drafted, eliminating the shoulder seams with that other contrast fabric. I lengthened it, and this is made in brown Ponte Roma. Love this. I made my son the dockside tee from Love Notions, the polo neckline. That was fun to do. It was the first time I'd done that technique, and it was really a good experience. I haven't been able to find more because I can't find cotton spandex. Like, I can't find the proper fabrics to make more t-shirts. All I find is rayon spandex, but I do want to make this again for him, and he does wear it quite a lot. The fringed dress and top was re-released in extra sizes, and I was part of that testing group. I made a size 14, and this is one I made in rayon with that neckline. You can see it's one of the views. I made it also in this blue crepe, and I added yellow buttons to it. The gathering at the waistline for this one is just enough to not make it bulky at the waist. As you can see, it's a very nice design. I really liked it. The Kalispell dress is amazing. I love this dress. I made it in rayon. It's got a lot of pattern pieces and a really flattering design. I made the contrast band around the neckline in black linen because that area does need the structure that I wouldn't have had great results with rayon, and it also adds something visual. The Berta style top 6533, I made it in this polka dot. It's a little bit too low cut for me. I need to go in there and put an extra button there. It's a really nice top that fits really well. It's got really nice shaping at the back with darts. Like Berta style, we usually do have nice shaping there. You can see the dart there fits really well. After lowering it, I had to do that, and the shaping at the back there you can see is really nice. This one can also be worn with the neckline, like just not that short collar, folded just up, and I think it looks nice as well. Really nice blouse. I loved making that. The Lyric dress is one of my favorites. I was part of the testing team this year, and I made the peplum top, as you can see there, in a red crepe. I put extra lots of buttons because I like doing that. Super flattering design with lots of options. I made it into a dress version with this tropical crepe, and it's going to be one of my most favorite dresses from the year. So many options, and I've used this pattern so many more times after that. In April, I had a busy month, and I made the Kalispell dress but with just skirt pieces, and I made this one out of linen. Added on a waistband and some metal buttons, played with the direction of stripes, and it's been a real favorite. I really like this one. Super cool hack. This idea can make your skirt patterns go just a bit further. Then I made the Olympia dress from Love Notions. It's got a really interesting V neckline construction, rayon spandex in crazy snake print. Love that dress, and this type of skirt has just the right amount of volume. That is my preference. Flowy but not full. The Cindy jacket from Style Arc was a great make. Many pieces, lined yokes, lots of interesting construction to see here in this pattern, and the shaping is just phenomenal. It fits me really well, and I've used this jacket a lot this year. I made my 3/4 length sleeves, which is not the original length of the jacket, but I get more wear from this length of sleeves due to the hot climate I live in. The Harmony blouse from Love Notions is really cool. I made a cheeky little pocket there to disguise flower at the apex and played with direction of stripes. Fits really well, and it's a nice flowy top. The bust dart on the side fits really well, and I love that curved hem. It's got a back center seam that gives shaping and a really nice look. The Marilyn dress from Style Arc, I made in red crepe, but I made it into a top instead. I made a size too small. I should have made a 14 and made a 12, and because it's she, I have to wear it with a cami underneath, and it is a little bit snug. I love that slit in the sleeves and those ties, V-neck line. Margaret Peplum is a knit bodice. It has several peplum options, and I chose the pleated one and just extended it into a dress. Fit is amazing, and it's a really comfortable dress. It feels like pajamas, but just looks better. The Paula Top from Republique du Chiffon has been a huge hit. I've lost count how many times I've worn this little black chiffon cover up. It's amazing. I want to make more and more colors. although I did bind all the edges instead of lining it, so it did take a long time to make. But I'm glad I made it because it served me well. I was a pattern tester for the Melrose top and dress from Itch to Stitch, and I made my first two. Normally no changes. This is a chiffon tropical print. It's got bias binding on the neckline, super nice. This is a satin one. It's got sleeve bands and hem bands, very nice design. I decided to hack the pattern afterwards and add side ties, and I think it's really cool hack in satin there. I love that top. I then decided to make another hack, a bit more complex. It involved inspiration I got from a top on Pinterest, color blocked with asymmetrical features and an asymmetrical neckline with a really intricate V bias binding that I love doing. Love details like that, and the look of this top I made just with scraps. The Isidro top, also from Itch to Stitch, is a lovely jersey pattern with gathers at the neckline, gorgeous shaping. I made one in lace that I wear with camis under, just a bit more fancy, and I love that top. I've made it into a dress afterwards. I made a coral linen skirt by Butterick 6260, lovely flounces on the sides and lots of panels. Loved making that super flattering skirt, love it. Then comes the month of May, and I started by tackling a jacket I saw on Pinterest. I hacked a dress pattern from a Berta magazine for the raglan sleeves and knit sleeves, and it's just beautiful. It was a lot of work to create double princess seams and very satisfying to create my own pattern from a dress pattern. The Samara pants from Itch to Stitch are mega wide legs that fit amazing at the waist and hips, so there's no gathering or any bulk around the waist and hips, and then you just have these humongous pants. I made these extra long, and then I made some in a shorter length, sort of mid shin to hit, you know, like culotte style. It's the same pattern. It's got an invisible zipper on the side. I usually don't do invisible zippers, but this was a pattern test. The Allegro pants and skirt from Love Notions have pants, shorts and skirts, and I made them all. These are the shorts version. I used yoga waistband instead, super comfy. The pants, long length in a printed linen, super comfy fit with slanted pockets. I showed how to do that in the video. Great pair of pants that are just attention seekers with that print. Love them. And then I made a maxi skirt after not making one for like 20 years. I love those long slits at the side. I made it longer so it would hit maxi for me. I'm taller. Love that. I was a pattern tester for the Orchid dress re-release. She increased the sizes and added bust cup sizes, so I made mine in this print chiffon silk type snake print. Very precious fabric I brought from New Zealand with me. Super special project, quite involved with this fabric, but the result is just amazing. How this dress flows, and it's a midi length, and that is a new thing for me too. Yeah, I love this project. The Stacie jacket, jean jacket from Style Arc. I cut this black version months and months ago with the intention of having pleather details, but after having a sort of bad experience with pleather in another project, I just left it there, and I made it during May after months and months and months, and I'm very happy with the result. This is a wearable twirl. It turned out a bit smaller at the bust. I then made the definite one in a blue linen. I love this jean jacket. It's just got so much beautiful feminine shaping. It's like a denim jacket that you want to have, that is not boxy. It's not going to make you look larger. And I omitted the band on the hem for both of my versions. I think for me, I like that style better. I did a double yoke there on the front and the back, sort of changing the collar construction a little bit with the facing. And I just love it. Look at that sleeve and shoulder. It's just the prettiest jacket. I made hip hop tank tops, and now this is a knit pattern that can also work for wovens from Love Notions. It's got lots of back features or with buttons or crossover, and I chose to make mine sporty. I did like a fake piping detail on one, and I made two in sort of similar, some color blocking. Super nice, and I've worn these loads to the gym and to run and to exercise, and they are just the comfiest things. Super good makes. These are the summer K pants from Love Notions. Lots of options as usual in this pattern. I chose a slimmer leg out of both leg widths. You can see the pockets here have a pocket piece that goes across the whole front, giving you lots of support there. The back is elasticated with patch pockets. I chose a tulip hem. I love that detail. Can't tell you how much I love it. I've worn these pants a few times and everyone looks at them positively. I did the Liliana jacket from Seamwork as a collaboration with my friend Claire from Penguin and Pear. I went above and beyond with this jacket, giving it extra shaping, adding extra seams, interfacing the whole front, adding a zipper, fully lining it. It was just a mega fun project for me, and I used the Liliana jacket as a blank template for what I wanted to achieve in the fit and everything. Cool video if you want to see a lot of sewing. June keeps on with sewing, and I made the kawaii top from Itch to Stitch as a pattern tester. I made 2 versions. Lots of little intricate design details here, super feminine with little button loops that I did for the first time, and just with a safety pin. The Sybil Illusion skirts, I did a blog post about them showing how to add a front center zipper hack, like an exposed metal zipper. I also did another hack to the pattern to create this asymmetric version and a dress. The Instagram's challenge Sew Together for Summer had me make a jumpsuit, and I used the Orchid midi bodice with the Parasol pants, and that is a hack that these 2 companies designed together. I made mine in shorts in rayon with linen details, and I love how that turned out. It was a successful jumpsuit for me. That led into a fail. I made the Sirocco jumpsuit by Deer and Doe, and I did not like all that excess that the pleats gave you there at the front, making your tummy look larger and just weird all over. It just was a huge style fail for me. I made mine in shorts version, widening the legs a bit. I did use the bodice, and you'll see I made the bodice into a dress later. I used the Orchid midi again and hacked it to have a tulip type skirt. I used the same skirt pieces as the dress. I just hacked the way that they were cut. You can see all that in the video, and it's another chiffon, crinkle chiffon actually, and it's a lovely winter dress for me that has all the features that I like. And I use a belt instead of gathering at the waist. The Melody Dolman is a favorite. I was a pattern tester for Love Notions. This is my wearable muslin that I made too short, which makes tying it at the front a little bit too short for comfort. I'm just too tall, you know, and I didn't adjust. I then did adjust the length on this final one. This is a linen cotton blend, and I played with stripes, and it's the cutest shirt. And when Mum visited, she took it, so it's hers now, and she's been wearing it non-stop. I used the same pattern to make this dress that was an inspiration from Pinterest, with godets on the side and stripe play, and it's just the best dress I've made. I mean, it's just, yeah, I can't even describe. I love wearing that. I always get compliments when I wear it, and it's just a one-of-a-kind dress that no one else has, that I used, you know, the pattern from the Melody Dolman to create, and the whole process of thinking it up and sewing it was super fun. The Monarch jacket is from Ali Olsen. I made mine out of red ponte, and I went the extra mile and lined it. This is an easy to make jacket with raglan sleeves and a band at the bottom, and it's supposed to have snaps, but I used buttons, and it was just a really nice project. Made it a little bit dressier there by lining it with knit fabric for lining. The chai dress from Itch to Stitch is a bit of an involved make. It's got a full collar stand and collar. It's a shirt dress with many pattern pieces and an empire cut with a waistband on the dress, and then an A-line skirt. Lots of buttons. I think it's super flattering, although it does enhance your bust, but it's a really flattering design. July came along, and I made the Tessa sheath dress from Love Notions, but I hacked it to have a different look on the skirt with an overlap and buttons. This is a pattern designed for knit fabrics, and I used polka dots that didn't match in some areas. That's why I'm hiding it a little bit with a belt there. But otherwise, it's a really fun make with the brown buttons and everything. I purchased the whole Rome collection, and this is a sheer low top, and I made 3 of them. This one is in satin, used bias binding to finish the neckline, and it's got some sleeve bands. I used this crazy print that Vivian sent me from Stitches and Seams. You can see the yolks are in a different color from the same fabric, and it's just a crazy colorful print. This is the version with the long sleeves. These sleeves are so dramatic with that gathering there, and there's a big sort of cuff detail there on the sleeves. I made the yolks in contrast linen. and the combination of red, black and white is my fave. I made a sleeveless one and used the fact that this is designed with an arm side dart just to bring that gaping in, because it's not supposed to be sleeveless. So it was a good make. I made this in a satin back crepe and I love that green color. The Pietra pants I made in red linen. This I made a size according to the chart, but it ended up being too big. Long in the rise, just big all over basically, and I still have them partially unpicked because I am planning to fix them. This design has a great pocket and an elasticated back. It's super comfortable and it's got a front facing that gives you tummy support. They are comfortable pants and well drafted, well designed, just big. I then made the shorts in a size smaller. I lengthened the shorts considerably. They were very short originally and now the fit is spot on. Like no alterations required. You know, the elastic at the back is very comfortable and I love that print in those shorts. The Fiore skirts, I made two versions. This is a linen cotton blend. This is the wrap skirt, has like an asymmetric pocket on just one hip there as you can see. And it's been a really nice make. Very fabric hungry though. It took 2 whole meters to make that one skirt. I made another view that is just a button down with 2 patch pockets here on the hips that you can't really see that much because of the lovely print in this printed linen. Love those wooden buttons, and I have made this skirt again for my mom later on and I'll keep making it. It's a nice skirt. This cardigan is McCall 7254. It's got a short collar, very easy to sew. I made in this sweater knits in green. I had issues with the shoulders being too wide, so I did sneaky little darts that are hidden behind the short collar to get the fit right at the shoulders. It runs large, you know. I chickened out and didn't size down and then I had to take it all in. The corset top and dress from Itch to Stitch is a really interesting design I'd never seen before. It's got raglan sleeves and there's elastic there at the shoulders to bring everything in, and on the hem of the sleeves, V-neck line front and back with a really interesting binding technique. I made the same in a dress in this embroidered cotton, and I left the scallops on the hem and on the sleeves intact. I didn't, you know, bring the cuffs in with elastic, and it's a gorgeous dress. It does need to have a belt for shaping. This is the Hollyoak dress from Cashmerette. I made in collaboration with Natita from So Natural Dane. I made mine in rayon. I took lots of precautions to stabilize this fabric by interfacing large areas of the bodice, and I made it short, as you can see, not long. The Ravinia skirt from Love Notions, I played in stripes, rayon spandex. I had always wanted a navy blue with white striped skirt. I love the pockets and how flowy it is. It's a great skirt. The Hana tank and dress by Pattern Scout, I was a pattern tester for, and I made the tank version. This pattern has cup sizes and I made the C cup. I made a white one with front ties. It's one of the options in linen. First time I've made a white garment in a long time. I don't usually wear white and it's been a staple. The yellow one is made in rayon twill and it's just the basic tank, and this is finished with bias binding on the neckline and the arm side. It's just a great pattern. August came around and I had a bit of a hit in my sojo, so I made some easy projects. I made lyric dress skirts using the lyric dress pattern. I made one in rayon to match a Hana tank I'd made a little bit before. Looks like a fake dress. And I made one in linen, printed linen. And my mum took that skirt, it's hers now. Those were super easy projects. Then I made the Crystal Cove cami. I'd always wanted to make it. I'd made it over a year ago as a pattern tester, and this time I widened the straps. I used this amazing embroidered chambray that I found at a craft expo, and this really inspired my sewing, this project. And the straps cover my bra strap now, so that was a good thing. I have the how-to on the channel. The Dana Point top from Itch to Stitch, I'd made it as a pattern tester as a top, and I always wanted to make it as a dress, so I extended it and modified the facing so I didn't have to line it. I love those little tucks on the shoulders and that shape of an arm side, really cute. My parents came to visit and I made mum a cadence top. This is a pattern from Love Notions. It has many options, as you can see in the line art. My mum wanted sleeves and a top. There are side bust darts there that I worked really hard to match with the stripes. The fit is super comfortable. It's like a woven tee. I made myself the shift dress type version with the sleeveless arm side, and it's just a nice loose fit, comfy to wear. These are made both in rayon twill with vertical white stripes on a navy blue back. There you can see my side bust dart also sort of matches. September came along and I went on a jean jacket making spree. I made 3 Atenas denim jackets by Itch to Stitch. I was a pattern tester. This is a classic one made in non-stretch denim. It's got all the features, all the bells and whistles. I made actually 2 of these in 48 hours. You can see I've used jean buttons. There's a band at the bottom, cuffs, yokes, everything, the works. This will be a workhorse and I'll have it for years to come. I didn't really have a classic blue one like this. I made another one in this canvas that is meant for home decor, I believe. Some vintage fabric I found in the markets in Bolivia. Super nice. It's exactly the same. It's just the print so striking with those vintage flower prints on them. I made the fake bust pockets. I made a sleeveless one and I made this in under a yard with another home decor fabric in this amazing print with flowers. It's a beautiful little sleeveless jacket and I always knew I wanted to try a sleeveless version. I finished the hem and the arm side with bias binding. I made the game day jersey from Love Notions as a hack in this leather look jersey by adding a tie on the hem. It's a bit cropped. You can see how nice that V-neck line is. I added a band. Mum's Kalispell dress is amazing. I made in rayon. I made it while she was visiting and it fits her amazing. She loves it. It's a nice project for her. I fixed my failed Sirocco jumpsuit. I turned those shorts into a dress and I showed how I did that on the channel. Now I have a beautiful red dress I can wear and I won't be making this as a jumpsuit again, but I did use the bodice again to make this dress. So I used the Olympia dress skirt from Love Notions and I made it as a hack into a wrap skirt to match the bodice from the Sirocco jumpsuit in this amazing, very weird print in this Pontiroma. So it's a striking dress. I love how that turned out. I love the bodice there, how it crosses over. After adapting it, I did raise that neckline a little bit because it was a bit too showy. And I made it sleeveless because who needs sleeves, right? These type pattern mashups are the best for me, for my creativity. The next make is the Presto tunic from Love Notions. I did as a collaboration with my friend Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. I lengthened this into a dress because a dress is more wearable for me. I showed how I did that button placket and I forgot to interface that sash. That mandarin collar is amazing. I really love this project and that tropical print is great. I made a corsage top for my mum in this printed cotton that she'd been carrying around for ages. I self-drafted a skirt to go with it to make it look sort of like a dress and it fits her and it's got green that she likes. The Lulu cardigan I was a pattern tester for from Pattern Scout and this is a really cool cardigan, sort of like a bomber jacket with cuffs and a collar, zipper, princess seams and cup sizes. So I made mine in this Prince of Wales type knit and then I made another one in this blue knit. I didn't have enough so I made it short sleeves and I made a cuff for the short sleeve and it was a really cool hack to do. This one's a bit tight fitting. You can see the cuffs there on the sleeve are really cool and it zips up. It's got some shoulder details there like a little yoke and really cool cardigan. The Rockford raglan from Love Notions I made a little bit different by adding lace sleeves. I love raglan sleeves and I left the scallops intact on the lace and I used this jersey that has some texture on it. It's just a really nice t-shirt like I like mine. This is Mum's Fiore skirt and white embroidered cotton cadence top. It's one of the outfits I made her while she was visiting me and it's all her style. That white cotton, embroidered cotton is amazing. It's a little bit pricey so it's a special project. My dad's quadra jeans from Thread Theory. I never made him pants before and these fit him to a T, long legs, you know, and he was very proud to wear them. And yeah, super proud to have made him something. I made things for my boy this month because it was So Man pants. These are quadra jeans for my son. I made him 2 Fairfield button-up shirts also, this one in viscose with that tropical print and this one in a chambray. He chose the fabrics, he loves these, so he's got 2 jeans and 2 shirts that month. He's been wearing them a lot. October came around and the sewing continues, and I'm showing the lyric dress I made for my mum with a hacked waistband there out of contrast black polka dot. This is her dream dress. She wears it all the time. It's fully lined and it's one of the best dresses. This is another lyric dress, but only the bodice I made my mum. I drafted a pencil skirt to go with it in this chevron cotton sateen. It's got a little bit of stretch on it. Fitted sheath dress, love it. The Sally dress and jumpsuit from Closet Case Patterns was a really fast and satisfying knit sew with this amazing rayon spandex. This is a lined bodice. It's got a V neckline front and back. I did do the skirt shorter, I didn't do it maxi. You can see I've lined it with red rayon spandex, love that. I was a pattern tester for the Sienna Maker jacket from Closet Case Patterns, and I made View C, which is the shorter one. Boxy, I made it in navy linen. Got lots of details, especially this pocket on the sleeve, lots of top stitching, notch collar, the works, got a 2-piece sleeve. I did my facings inside with bias binding. Cool project. This is McCall 7093, a woven raglan top. I made 3 of these, and for some reason this was the most viewed video in the channel this year. I'm not sure why. I love this pattern. I really like the fit of these raglan sleeves, although I did have to manipulate the dart there on the shoulder because it was sitting really funny, but I have worn these a lot. I made the Sloan sweater from Love Notions in this stretch mesh with this print that looks like it's been embroidered on. It's like a fancier version of a sweatshirt, and I've worn it with skirts and heels. I made the Hudson pants from True Bias for men's for my son, huge success for him. And I made it for myself, and this was one of my fails this year. The rise on these is extremely low, very low for myself, unwearable basically, but at this point I have fixed them, although it's not in this video. I made the Hollyoak dress again from Cashmere, but only used the bodice. I added a pencil skirt and a contrast black waistband in this chevron print. It's the same fabric I used to make my mum's sheath dress using the lyric dress bodice and a pencil skirt, and it was a way I could get both dresses out of 2.5 meters. I really like this bodice. I eliminated the front bands, the front buttons. The Emily culottes from Each to Stitch in black rayon twill have been really versatile. I just did a quick video here showing how I would wear this in summer and winter in lots of different ways, casual and more formal. They are a real staple for me. I love culottes and I love this length, so this was a really nice make. Simplicity 8548 is an easy to sew knit pattern with raglan sleeves, and I did a full sew along for this one. This red rayon spandex snake print, and I did the full step-by-step including the V neckline, and it was a really successful project, highly viewed as well on the channel. November came around and getting ready for my trip, I made the Constellation hoodie, but totally different in this embroidered mesh. It was a dream project actually. I'd been dreaming about this for ages, and I made it come true with this pattern. There's a blog post on the Love Notions website about how I hacked the pattern to have a full zipper front. Just different construction techniques. The cheap moto jacket from Seamwork is a real favorite, and I did this in collaboration with Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. She's one of my great friends. I used a ponte in a butterfly print, and I've got a step-by-step on how this asymmetric zipper came to be really cool. I was a pattern tester for the Cape Cod capelet from Itch to Stitch, and I made 2 versions. This is one in stretch lace blue, love it, super versatile, easy make, easy idea for gifts. I made a purple one in a wool blend sweater knit, and I'm making one for my mother-in-law at the moment as a late Christmas present. I made the Sienna Maker jacket from Closet Case Patterns again in View A, but I lengthened it to coat length, so just mid-knee to cover the length of the dresses that I wear. I'm fiddling there with that tie and that little opening and those little D-rings there. Super fun project. Did a full sew along for Patreon for this. Pretty involved, lots of stitching and top stitching, and it will be something I have for years because it's made out of denim. I used the Sally jumpsuit and dress pattern again, but made them separate, so I have like a cami top and I added some ties there just to add interest, and the pants of this pattern I sewed separately and added a yoga waistband, so it looks like a fake jumpsuit. I love those little ties on the shoulders there. It's a really cute make, and I've worn them separately and together. I made my son some iron joggers and shorts version with welted zips, and I made him long pants as well, long joggers, huge success. I made myself the girls version, the brassy joggers, well, woman's version. Super good feet. They have a high rise option. That's what I've chosen. Much better result for me than the Hudson pants. Here's another version. I like them cropped with the cuffs there. You can see them. They're really comfy feet. Nice joggers for me to go out walking in the morning. That's what I use them for, not for like going out in the street. I made a coat even though I live in Brazil in this red wool blend suiting twill, and it's amazing. I lengthened the pattern just to hit mid-knee, and it's the red coat of my dreams. One of the highlights of the year. It's fully lined and it's got big short collar with really interesting pockets and a single button, and it's just a favorite really. I have a coat, it's red. This is Simplicity 8604, and I made a blazer with a peplum view in this beige linen. It's fully lined. I had to play around with those darts there on the bust and lower them considerably to get the fit for my body, and my mum loves it, so I'm making one for her in red. It's just a really flattering blazer and really fun to make. I really liked it. And we're coming towards the end of the year where I traveled. December came along. In December, sewing has slowed down quite a bit, and I've made 2 Canyon cardigans from Love Notions. This is my sister-in-law. She chose the one with the gathered skirt piece. It looks amazing on her. Navy blue in Ponte. Really nice fit. She's been wearing it a lot. I made myself one in the same fabric, just a sleeveless version with the asymmetric front, and I modified the arm side to fit me. You can see the asymmetric front there. It's really cool and flattering. At the back there is a little box pleat there that's super cute, adorable. I've loved the Rhapsody blouse since I made tops at the beginning of the year, so I made a winter version in this amazing luxury crepe that was a gift from Tammy, the owner of Love Notions, as part of the Secret Sewist event. I just modified the neckline slightly to add more structure, and there's a full step-by-step on how I created a facing for the front instead of doing bias binding. I love those long sleeves, and I've added little cuffs there as an extra detail. It's an amazing dress and it's one of my favorites. I made the Winslow culottes from Helen's Closet in this amazing grey tencel twill. I added an extra seam and some front slits for detail. They have mitered corners. They are super flowy, flattering, flat front waistband with an elastic at the back, and I have a tutorial on how to do that. I used that same elastic trick to fix this skirt I'd made for myself, for my mum, for it to fit her, and I also made her a lyric dress skirt with an elastic back here. This is a great solution for her for comfort and fit. And the last make of the year is the willow wrap dress from Love Notions, rayon spandex, this amazing print, so amazing wrap bodice with a normal skirt attached, so there's no danger of anything. The neckline is modest. There's 2 neckline depths. I chose the higher and these little pleats on the side that can hide a bit of tummy issues. I semi-lined the bodice, just the back, to give structure because my fabric choice was a bit flimsy, you know, not the recommended. Sleeveless is not one of the official views, but I just made my sleeveless, and I'm so happy to end the year on such a high note with. Thanks to all of you that made it so far. You might have paused and watched it in 2 rounds. It's a long video. I tried to make it as short as I could, but actually it's just too much stuff I made in the year. And I'll make another one at the end of 2020. It's a good recap, and it was a nice recap for myself to see what I've done. I won't be reflecting on anything in this video. This was basically just a roundup. I'm not taking conclusions. I need a few days for that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week again with some sewing videos. Bye.